would think it would be fantastic if got a visit from like the federal marshals, and let's see how tough and gangster they are.
It was to the point where I'm like, this is how strong I feel about something. I gotta put it in the right words, you know? And I saw shit where it was like, oh, these are not new subjects, they're new to Eminem, and you know, that kind of shit.
How did you respond to that reaction? You got backlash for that, you know, especially when you.
I got backlash for the Trump cipher, and
yeah.
You know, it is what it is. At least when this shit is all said and done, maybe I can just be on the right side of history.
And fellow citizens alike, ever since I can remember, or at least until a few years ago, or a few hours ago, I dreamt about this night. Americans like you, and like me. I mean, Americans like you and me, and like all of us, have been given hills to climb and the strength to climb these hills. And because we have made that hard journey, we can finally see the valley below.
The new Eminem, everybody says he's fantastic.
Let me tell you why. Democrats and Republicans alike, and that other guy, I say to them, excuse me, and what am I running for, you ask? I don't run from anything. That's the thing. I tackle the issues head on. And on this very night, in front of all of you, my supporters, I have a chance to compete. I am honored by your support and hereby accept your nomination for the candidate for the Shady Party and stuff. Thank you very much, and God bless.
You're missing the whole point. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to say this also to my fan base who might have voted for him. A lot of people in my fan base probably did. And at the time I did the cipher, I realized after it was all said and done that maybe I should have just attacked him.
Of course I'm right. I'm always right. I'm Donald Trump. I'm always right. I know a winner when I see one. And Donald Trump is telling you right now, Slim Shady is a winner.
When you said you drew that line in the sand, maybe you should have not done that. You should have reworded it and showed empathy towards.
Well, that's what I realized after I was done. That's kind of how I felt, because it's like, okay, this is backfiring on me, and I don't care. I don't give a fuck if that's what happened and hurt my sales. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I care about the message I'm trying to convey.
Why you felt the need to stand up, though? What was that for you as Marshall? What made you decide?
Because I was just watching it every single day. I watch a lot of news, right?
Yeah.
The thing that pissed me off the most, it really set me off when I started going crazy with the pen, because I'm like, the Kaepernick thing. And when that shit happened and how he kept changing the narrative and kept changing the narrative, you fucking, I can't, I don't want to get into this whole Trump thing anymore, but
he's got brains, he's got guts, and he's got Donald Trump's vote.
Agent Orange sending a Secret Service to your house. Did the Secret Service really come to your house after that?
They came to my studio, yeah.
Okay.
And they were just basically asking me questions about my lyrics to see what the intent was behind them, and if I was making a actual threat or just expressing myself. So,
Sized by Marshall Mathers. today, who not coincidentally
Otherwise known as
Eminem. I prefer the
Thank
formal
you.
name, Marshall Mathers, but Eminem with a scathing freestyle performance that aired last night on the BET.
The BET Hip Hop Awards aired tonight. Rapper Eminem used the opportunity to let the world know what he thinks about President Trump. Listen.
It's like we take a step forwards then backwards, but this is his form of distraction. Plus he gets an enormous reaction when he attacks the NFL, so we focus on that instead of talking Puerto Rico or gun reform for Nevada, all these horrible tragedies, and he's bored and would rather cause a Twitter storm with the Packers.
So Colin Kaepernick has responded tonight saying simply, I appreciate you, Eminem. What's your reaction, David?
Two things, Don. One is that whether or not you agree with Eminem on the issues, his diagnosis of Trump as a sort of master of distraction, I think, is pretty spot on. And then the second thing is that when you're President Trump and you go after people, you don't just disagree with people, you go after them. You do invite this kind of backlash from a pop star who's got a lot of credibility with a lot of people.
It was very direct. You could call it fierce. Matt Lewis, among other things, what Eminem said is, if you are a fan of mine, you know, you can't be a fan of Donald Trump and be a fan of mine.
Yeah.
What do you make of this?
Well, I would say that's actually an act of courage, maybe stupidity, but courage. You know, it was Michael Jordan who said Republicans buy sneakers too.
Right.
So at least Eminem here is sort of putting his money where his mouth is.
Seriously, you gotta be a fucking moron to think that that's just what it's about and it's that fucking cut and dry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a meaning behind this shit and there's real pain behind this shit. And what draws you to the game should not be, if that's how you feel about your country and you feel like you should stand for the anthem, stand for the anthem. That's fine. But you also need to realize that this is America and people have died for these rights to be able to protest and to be able to take a knee. Stop making it fucking personal about yourself. You have nothing to do with this.
Ladies and gentlemen, our great candidate, Slim Shady.